What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be breaking down if AXE is the best offlaner in the current patch, and I want you guys to leave your opinions down in the comment section below and let's get a nice conversation going. I want to know, what do you guys think is the best offlaner in the patch? Now, why do I think AXE is the best offlaner in the patch? One of the reasons why I believe AXE is one of the best offlaners, if not the best offlaner in the patch, it's because this hero just does so much. He's insanely tanky. He's one of the best heroes against physical lineups because he can infinitely scale with his calling blade. If you're pretty decent at playing this hero, you will get a lot of calling blade stacks, and you typically don't like to play this into any kind of magic lineups because that's not what this hero is all about. This hero is all about control. Now, if all your team needs is for you to be the blink call and they have plenty of damage and setup, then you're definitely fine to go with that. But sometimes you'll feel like you jump into 4 or 5 heroes and you just last 2 seconds, but some games you go into 4 or 5 heroes and you last forever and you get a rampage. That's one of the reasons why this hero has to be picked into the right lineups in order for you not to have a really bad time. Because yes, you're always going to be that really nice solid initiation with blade mail and a pretty decent AoE on call, but most of the time, if you're jumping the wrong targets and you're not obliterating them nice and quick with your team behind you and you're just going for these solo pickoffs, it could definitely go wrong for you. Some of the heroes you guys should go up against when you're playing AXE is heroes like Monkey King, Chaos Knight, Sven, Juggernaut, especially because you are a super hard counter to that hero. But heroes like Spectre, Viper, Huskar, you shouldn't be running into these heroes, and they're quite popular, especially Spectre is. That's probably one of the reasons why you don't see this hero a whole ton, because Spectre is just one of these heroes where you can crush him in lane for sure. If you have the right lane matchup, you can definitely crush a Spectre in lane, but the problem is when the late game comes in, he is just absolute pure damage, and he can actually start hunting you down once he has enough items, and there's really not much that AXE can do against pure damage, because unlike any other hero, AXE is very tanky, but he's just not strong enough to take out a Spectre on equal or higher farm than him. So you definitely need to be careful on how you pick this hero. But when it comes to heroes like Sven, you can definitely just jump him and he kills himself to the blade mail, especially with God Strength pop. CK is a little bit more difficult because CK has armor drop, and AXE naturally early on doesn't have a ton of armor going for him, but eventually CK doesn't really become that much of a problem, but it could still blow you up if you're not too careful. You don't have your team backing you up. So make sure if you're going to go for a blink call onto a Chaos Knight, you make sure your team is right behind you to follow up. Another way to make this hero a lot more efficient around the map and for you to be able to get a lot more dunks and for you to be able to scale a lot better is play with heroes like Dark Willow and Grimstroke. That is probably the best support pairings you are going to be playing with. Those two, in my opinion, enable AXE in a whole different way. Now, Dark Willow doesn't enable AXE until level 6 with Bedlam, and then once you have your Blink Dagger, you don't even need the Blade Mail. You're doing so much damage with Bedlam that you're able to get these support pickoffs, and if the carry is half HP, you're able to pick them off as well. So don't sleep on this combination. And obviously Grimstroke is just a really good combination because you have Inkswell. Inkswell is just going to be a very free setup for your call. Even before Blink Dagger, it's just a very nice lane matchup for you to have. It's got the nice silence going for it. So definitely keep an eye out for these combinations. It's going to make your life as an AXE player much better. So if you can tell your support what to pick and they're a Grimstroke player or a Dark Willow player, I highly recommend you guys to play with those. Lich is pretty decent too because you get that extra armor from Frost Shield and you get the Lich pull, which helps you close the gap. You can also do that as well, but Lich isn't very popular right now in the current meta. So I definitely would stick with the meta supports, and you can do a ton of work on this hero. And if you see somebody picking Juggernaut, you can just instantly pick AXE and you're going to have a ton of value, because once you lock that Juggernaut down, he kills himself. It doesn't matter if he's spinning or not, you're pure damage. So you can definitely just do a lot of work to him and kill him. And if he doesn't get the spin off, Blade Mail is just going to absolutely destroy him. You don't really care about Omni Slash because you can just call and you get all that extra armor, and Juggernaut's not going to be able to kill you. The only way he kills you if you have absolutely no items and he has like 6 items. That's practically the only way you can get soloed by a Juggernaut. Other than that, you're not going to be getting soloed. You need to be careful with items like Silver Edge that do a lot to AXE, because then you're not spinning. That's a very big problem, but you can get items like Manta to stop yourself from getting obliterated into these high physical bursts or even high magic lineups. You can pick an item like Manta Style and you're going to do just fine. You can get a Lotus Orb as well. This hero is just so versatile. He's extremely tanky. He's one of the best initiators in the game, and he could definitely turn the game very easily easily with just a call. That's what makes this hero such high risk, high reward type of style, because it does take a little bit of time to get online. Axe is not online by 10 minutes like some other offlaners that can definitely fight early on. Axe definitely needs at least his Vanguard Blink Blade Mail to be very effective in the fights. And then once you get BKB, you can get Aghanim Scepter and items of this nature. Then you can definitely start doing a lot more fancy footwork and a lot of different plays. But those are your main standard items that you need to be able to get, so you are very efficient around the map. But if you're running with supports like Dark Willow and Grimstroke, then you're able to just make plays with just a Blink Dagger, because eventually you're going to be able to get the rest of the items. It's going to make you super strong. You hit a 15 to 20 minute timing, you're going to be on a good spot. Now, if you're hitting a 25-minute timing, that is just a little bit too late. You need to be greedy with this offlane hero. You cannot be showing up to every single fight, because you're going to be having a lot of problems with farm, and you're not going to hit these key crucial timings. That is one of the reasons why this hero definitely drops in win rate a lot, especially the lower MMR you go. They don't understand that just because you're an Axe and you're the offlaner, you don't have to show up to every single fight. You need to stack, get your supports to stack a bunch of ancient camps, get your timings in order, and then you can make unlimited plays, because once you have Blink Blade Mail, there's nothing stopping you from making plays. But if you don't have these items, you don't have enough to catch the enemy heroes, and then you're going to be basically wasting your time running around the map, and then all you're going to get out of it is maybe a call. That's not really worth it. So get your farm, ignore your team. If they're pressuring you to make stupid plays, ignore your team and do what you have to do. Once you get your Blink Blade Mail and you have your Vanguard, it's go time. Go with your supports, roam around the map, get a bunch of dunk kills, and make space for your carry. But in the meantime, get your farm up, because a lot of Axe players, especially the lower MMR you go, are so pressured into making really dumb mistakes and taking really dumb fights, when they could be taking a huge creep wave in any of the lanes, or they could be taking a giant jungle stack, which your team should give priority to you, because you're the one who's going to be initiating. And without that Blink Blade Mail, you're not going to be doing practically anything around the fights. So you need to make sure you guys are hitting your timings. That is one of the most important things on this hero. And another thing is, wait for your team so they can back you up. A lot of targets are not easy to burst down, especially some supports that just don't hit you. So make sure your team is behind you, and you can get a few solo pickoffs and make your life a lot easier as an Axe player. Definitely let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this hero? Is it the best offlaner in the current meta? In my opinion, he is. He definitely provides everything you want in an offlaner. A tanky hero that can initiate, also provides slow, so it's very nice. And then you have the ability to just insta chop people and just obliterate them. So it's one of the best abilities in the game. I definitely enjoy dunking people. It's one of the best things you can do on this hero. It definitely feels very nice when you get a double or triple dunk. It makes you feel very nice. And then eventually in the late game, you're gonna have like 100, 200 armor. I've seen people going up to 200 armor. It's absolutely insane in these 70, 80-minute games. So you can infinitely scale, which is very nice. You don't ever fall off. So if you pick it into a physical lineup, you're always going to be very well off, because you're going to be scaling. With that Calling Blade, you could also take the talent, but if you feel like that's not an issue for you, you can take the Calling Blade damage, which is very nice. And at the end of the day, sometimes people are scared because they're not going to get the dunk. You still do the damage. It's still very nice because it's pure damage. So don't be afraid to use it against a target that you really need to make sure you kill. You can go for the dunk. If you don't get it, you're still going to do that extra damage. So don't be afraid to use it to ensure you guys get the kill, because if your team is committing onto a hero and they're just missing that last little bit of damage, but it's still not enough for the call, use the call and then a couple of spin procs and you'll get the kill. It's not always the most important thing to be getting the call. So let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. I like it, very much appreciated. That's all I got for you guys today. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.